just a little bit early because my schedule this morning is really unpredictable. I'm on my way to Shanghai. I just did a flight from what was it? From New York LaGuardia to now I'm in Detroit. So the layover right now is from Detroit to Shanghai. I think it was 2 hours there, and then it'll be another 18 hours on that flight. So it's pretty intense. It's actually my first flight that's that long. I mean, I've been to Europe and things like that before, but that is just a really long flight. So I've been slowly trying to adjust myself and adjust my schedule to it. But this is going to be kind of a short stream today. I wanted to really just I wanted to hammer on a certain point, and to really make this point, I wanted to start with a little bit of just a story back when I was, when I was just starting my first business, and back in 2013. And as some of you know, it's like it was really heavy on front-facing sales, and like I was working with a lot of salespeople and everything. And so, but what became really popular among the people that I was working with at the time was self-help books, right? And people would read a lot of self-help books and do a lot of self-help, and say, okay, to talk about how important it was to read books and all of that, and it is, don't get me wrong, it is. How much I talk about reading books. Reading books is extremely important. But what I started to notice over my time in that business, doing that business for some years, over some years I started to realize a trend. The trend, namely, was that people would read a lot of books. They would even do a lot of trainings and attend classes and things like that for to understand what to do and all of these things. And the best strategies and best methods and best kind of mindsets and tactics. And what would happen over time is that those would be the people who would be doing the least. They'd be doing the most reading, but they're actually doing the least. And this is something that I see in academia as well. It's not limited to actually practical pursuits. It's in academia, it's in anything aside from whether it's business, practical, whatever. A lot of times we can be so hung up on the theoretical that we start to reify, and I love this term from philosophy, which is reify. We start to reify, turn it into a thing, a concrete thing, the stuff that we're reading on the page. When really the thing that we're reading about is stuff that we should be applying in real life. These are things from real life that we should be integrating into real life. We should be taking action on. And so the best thing to do, and the reason I was so interested in this topic, because I realized I'm traveling, right, to another place. I love to travel. I know not everybody is in the position to travel, but I am fortunate enough to actually be in the position to travel. There was a time in my life when I was not in that position, but the point is that, what's one of the reasons I love traveling? One of the reasons I love traveling is because I love to learn. Yes, I love to learn, but I love to learn by interacting with people, by connecting with people. I am an introvert by nature. You guys might know that by now. I'm an introvert. I really am an introvert. It's very true. And so when I travel, especially, or just when I'm out, or just in general, I have to push myself to get out and meet people and associate with people and have conversations and connect and do the uncomfortable things, like, go to a meetup group, a discussion group, like, oh, it's cold, or I have to take the train, or I have to drive and find parking, or whatever that is, or I have to schedule my time. Like, yes, it's uncomfortable, it's an inconvenience and all of that, and it's so much more comfortable for all of us to stay at home and look at our screens and look at our phones. And of course, a lot of us take that excuse into reading books as well. We think, We will read all the books, and we'll get all of that growth, and we will get all of that insight, and we'll do all of our learning there. But the problem with that is that if we don't kind of follow a certain cycle with reading books, we're going to make a huge mistake with how we treat books. Really, how we should be treating books is in a cycle. What do I mean by that? Taking the knowledge, reading, and then in some way applying the knowledge, doing something from what we're reading, whether that's, if you're reading something highly practical, applying it to your budgetary skills or whatever, or reading something and applying it to a new habit, reading something and applying it to a new project. If it's something where you can grab a data set and play around with the data set, or write a blog, or pursue a new project, it has to be something in which you are actually experiencing and creating an experience. Because and the research is clear on this too, in terms of neuroscience research and psychological research. You will form different types of memory traces when you're engaging in these experiential learning and these experiences, rather than simply reading and studying and doing all these things. So we can stay in our minds so much, sitting and doing the armchair stuff, and as very fun and interesting as that may be, we have to find a way to make it relevant to life, relevant to our everyday lives. And so when especially when you're watching my videos, right? You're watching my videos. My biggest question to you is, are you watching my videos or watching anybody's videos and you're saying, that's really interesting, that's really thought-provoking, that's really insightful, great, that makes me feel really great? Or are you watching and saying, wow, that's really insightful, okay, this is the one thing I'm going to apply to my actions this week or today or for this month, and I'm going to test it out and I'm going to do it. Experiential learning, right? And again, the reason I'm talking about it today, I thought it was a perfect topic for today, because again, one of the reasons I travel is because I know that real learning is connecting with another person. Is connecting with another person, is connecting with another group, is connecting with another perspective, is being out there, even something as simple as you have a meal from a culture, or from a something that you have not experienced before. That's a form of learning. You never know what types of strange, unexpected connections you're going to make between what you just read, the conversation you just had, the meal you just experienced, or that new place that you visited. You never know what kind of connection you're going to make. And that's the amazing thing about the brain and the mind, is that we are associative creatures, right? We are constantly making these types of associations, and we learn through the formation and kind of invocation of these associations. So I don't have too much more time, because I think they're going to be boarding soon. But I just wanted to be with you guys today and share some of that. Hopefully this does help you and inspire you to implement and be consistent about implementing knowledge and trying it out and putting yourself in. And I want you to really hear this, because this is really from my heart. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Really make an effort to be uncomfortable, to get uncomfortable. Comfort isn't going to get you anywhere. Reading something and being comfortable and thinking, oh, that's a very cool insight, that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to seek that kind of, I'm not saying seek conflict necessarily, but in a way, yes, seek dissonance and find out ways that you can resolve that dissonance, right? Seek out experience, and that is the best way. So Guys, I really appreciate being with you here. I'm gonna catch my flight because it's gonna be boarding soon, but I will catch you all later. Yeah, sorry about that. You can watch the replay. I need to catch my flight, but I will see you guys later. Take care, guys.